안녕하세요. You're going to learn how to say but or however in Korean in this video. Let's go.
Now, let's learn about the Korean connective adverbs and connective endings which correspond to the English conjunction but and adverb however. We're gonna learn three connective adverbs and three connective endings. There's one more actually. There are four of them, but it will be too much for you right now. So let's learn three of them in this lesson. You should definitely know these three though. The first one is 그러나. 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 You can say that this one is direct translation of the English conjunction but or adverb however. Therefore, needless to say, 그러나 is used to introduce something which contrasts with what you just said. You can use 그러나 in relatively formal sentences or situations, but it's not a rule. Let's talk a little bit more about it with the actual examples. And 그러나 also has the connective ending counterpart, which is 으나, 나, 으나. You add sound when the formal block has a final consonant, and you just add na sound when the formal block has no final consonant. Let's see the next one. 하지만, 하지만, 하지만. This 하지만 is also used to introduce something which contrasts with what you just said. So you can say that this 하지만 is also the direct translation of the English conjunction but. Difference? I think 하지만 sounds a tiny bit less formal. But it's not a rule because I personally use 그러나 more than 하지만 when I speak. But I rarely use it. Maybe when I make jokes or when I want to sound funny. I don't know. Some of my friends never use 그러나 and 하지만 when they actually speak. They might think it can sound cheesy, but that's not totally true either. So when you actually meet native Koreans, just see which one they use more. Then what is the connective ending for this? 지만, 지만. You just take out ha sound and use only 지만. Okay? Then what connective adverb and connective ending Koreans actually use mostly when they want to introduce something contrast with what they've just said in spoken Korean? 그런데, 그런데, 그런데. By the way, this 그런데 can be also used to mean by the way when you want to change the subject of the conversation. I personally use this one a lot more than 그러나 and 하지만 when I speak. Then why do people use this one more? I think 그런데 sounds milder than 그러나 and 하지만. 그러나 and 하지만 sound a bit stronger. For example, when you discuss about certain subject with someone and want to oppose his or her idea, it can sound milder and softer if you say 그런데 instead of 그러나 or 하지만. It almost sounds like in my opinion, but it still has the meaning of opposing. You need to learn it from actual sentences, but 그러나 sounds more like actually opposing. 하지만 sounds like opposing or making an excuse. And 그런데 sounds more like, in my opinion, when you actually oppose to what the other party says. Because 그런데 has the nuance of changing the subject indirectly, maybe a little bit politely. So it doesn't sound like opposing strongly to the other party's opinion. Okay? The connective ending for 그런데 is a little bit complicated, but this is something you've already seen a lot before. When it's used with a verb, you add 는데, 는데 with 는 sound. 는데. When it's used with an adjective and the last letter of the stem has a final consonant, you add 은대, 은대 with sound. And when the last letter of the stem doesn't have a final consonant, you add final n consonant and 대. Okay? We told you that you shouldn't think that the connective adverb 그리고 and the connective ending 고 are the same things in the previous lesson because the connective ending 고 has more usages. But this time, you can think that the connective adverb 그러나 and 하지만 and the connective ending 으나 and 지만 are the same things because the connective ending 으나 and 지만 do not have other usages. But the connective ending 는데, 은데 is a little bit different. Again, the connective ending 으나 and 지만 do not have other usages. They are only used to introduce something which contrasts with what you just said. But the connective ending 는데 has another usage. In Korean grammar, it says that the connective ending 는데 can be used to introduce the background of the following explanation, question, or suggestion. It is really hard to explain in English, but the problem is that the connective ending 는데, 은데 is actually used a lot for this purpose in Korean. For example, when you say, it's raining outside, do you think we can go out tonight? The sentence, it is raining outside, is the background of the question, do you think we can go out tonight? So, raining outside is the background and situation right now. You can use the connective ending 는데 for the first sentence, it is raining outside in Korean, and connect the following sentence with it and make one sentence. Do you have something like this in your language? We'll see if we can cover it in this lesson. Anyway, you can use 는데 or 은데 to mean but or by the way in Korean. And you can use it in spoken Korean without worrying about sounding weird. Let's make actual sentences then. I like Korean food, but my friend likes Chinese food. Let's take a look at the Korean sentence right away. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아해요. Period. 그러나 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. 저는 I 한국 음식을 Korean food 좋아해요. Like. 그러나 but 제 친구는 my friend 중국 음식을 Chinese food 좋아해요. Like. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아해요. 그러나 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. It definitely doesn't sound like the sentence you would use in spoken Korean. You can use 그러나 in the formal exam or in the formal documents such as reports or presentation. You use the auxiliary particle 는 for both subjects. Those are very good places to use the auxiliary particle 은 or 는 because you are contrasting yourself with another person. For your information, you should know that this auxiliary particle 은 or 는 can be used with other elements such as objects. That's why we call it auxiliary particle, not subject particle. Let's talk about this later again. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아해요. 하지만 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. It doesn't sound too formal, but it sounds like the line from a novel or TV soap opera. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아해요. 그런데 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. Yes, this one definitely sounds like the sentence you can use in spoken Korean. I would also definitely use the connective adverb 그런데 when I actually speak. Then let's try connective endings this time. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아하나 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. 좋아하나 is the part we need to take a look at. 좋아하나 is the combination of the stem 좋아하 and the connective ending 나. Sound wasn't used because the last letter of the stem ha doesn't have a final consonant. It's so obvious, right? Strangely, this sentence sounds even more formal and literary than the one with the connective adverb 그러나, even though 나 and 그러나 are basically the same things. So you can use it in the exam or in the formal documentation such as divorce paper, but I would never use it when I actually speak. But it's not a rule, so you can use it if you want. It's your choice. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아하지만 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. The stem 좋아하 plus 지만, 좋아하지만. 좋아하지만. You can use it in a conversation. It doesn't sound so weird. Amazingly, it sounds less formal than 하지만, even though the connective adverb 하지만 and the connective ending 지만 are actually the same things. Maybe it's because 지만 is shorter, I guess. I'll say you can use this 지만 in a conversation or a presentation. It's a little bit confusing, isn't it? Because I said the connective ending 나 sounds even more formal than the connective adverb 그러나. Then let's say 그러나 and 나 sound equally formal and 하지만 and 지만 sound equally less formal. Then it's easy, right? You'll use the next one more in real life conversation anyway. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 음식을 좋아하는데 제 친구는 중국 음식을 좋아해요. The stem 좋아하 plus 는데 because 좋아하다 is a verb. Yes, I would definitely use 는데 when I actually talk to someone in real life. It sounds way more natural and casual than the others, in my opinion. Now we are learning Korean connective adverb 그러나, 하지만, and 그런데, and connective ending 으나, 지만, and 는데, 은데. Let's see the next sentence. I ate dinner, but I'm still hungry. Do you have the same experience? The first sentence, I ate dinner, is in the past tense. Let's see the first Korean sentence. 저녁을 먹었어요. Period. 그러나 아직 배고파요. Period. 저녁을 먹었어요. Ate dinner. 그러나 but 아직 배고파요. Still hungry. We didn't mention the subject I because two sentences share the same subject I and it can be understood in many cases. You don't need more explanation, right? The first sentence in the past tense and the second sentence in the present tense. We don't have a problem with that. Just one thing. We explained about this before. The base form of the adjective hungry is 배고프다. 배고프다. And the stem is 배고프. Since the last letter of the stem doesn't have a nor o vowel, the ending 어요 with 어 sound was supposed to be added. But for this particular adjective, you should add 아요 with a sound, even though the last letter of the stem doesn't have a nor o vowel. Because the old Korean word of this particular adjective used to have a sound in the last letter of the stem. Well, you don't have to know the exact reason. Just remember that you add 아요 or as어요 to this particular adjective. But it's still not 배고프아요 because there is no compound vowel which sounds 으아 in Korean. 으아. There's no compound vowel like that. Therefore, one of the vowel sounds should disappear. A vowel sound is deemed stronger than vowel sound. So, vowel from the last letter of the stem disappears, and only ah vowel sound remains and make pa sound. So it becomes 배고파요, 배고파요, 배고파요. You don't have to know the process. Just remember 배고파요. Then let's see the next sentence. 저녁을 먹었어요. 하지만 아직 배고파요. We just used 하지만. That's it. Let's see the next sentence. 저녁을 먹었어요. 그런데 아직 배고파요. We just used 그런데 this time. Let's use the connective endings. Let's see the Korean sentence. 저녁을 먹었으나 아직 배고파요. 저녁을 먹었으나 아직 배고파요. Let's take a look at the 먹었으나 part. The base form of the verb eat is 먹다 in Korean, and 먹 is the stem. 엇 here is so-called past tense indicator, and 으나 is the connective ending which has exactly the same meaning as connective adverb 그러나 does. The important thing is when you use these three connective endings, 으나, 지만, and 는데, 은데, you must put the sentence in the past tense when it actually indicates the past tense. It's very different from the connective ending 고, isn't it? Because you could use the present tense for the phrase with a connective ending 고, even though the phrase actually indicated the past tense. It's because the connective ending 고 normally indicates something happens at the same time, in the same moment, or happens right after the first event. So it shares the tense each phrase or sentence has. But as you see the English example, I ate dinner, but I'm still hungry. I ate dinner and I'm still hungry are two separate events. So you should put the phrase with the connective ending 으나, 지만, or 는데 in the past tense when it indicates the past tense. Okay? 저녁을 먹었으나 아직 배고파요. Let's see the next sentence. 저녁을 먹었지만 아직 배고파요. 저녁을 먹었지만 아직 배고파요. We've used the connective ending 지만 this time, which has exactly the same meaning as 하지만. I would use this sentence in a conversation. Why not? 저녁을 먹었지만 아직 배고파요. Especially when you talk in a relatively formal situation. I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. Let's see the next sentence. 저녁을 먹었는데 아직 배고파요. 저녁을 먹었는데 아직 배고파요. We've used 는데 this time because 먹다 is a verb. 저녁을 먹었는데 아직 배고파요. Yep, I would definitely use this one in a casual conversation. I would take out the object particle though when I actually speak. 저녁 먹었는데 아직 배고파요. 저녁 먹었는데 아직 배고파요. Let's see the next example. I like Korean songs, but I don't like K-pop. You can say that. I, 저는. Let's use the auxiliary particle 는 here. It will provide a nuance comparing yourself to others, even though others are anonymous. Korean song is 한국 노래, 한국 노래, 한국 노래. 노래 means a song. 한국 노래 is an object of the verb like, 좋아하다. Therefore, you can add the object particle 를. 한국 노래를 좋아해요. 한국 노래를 좋아해요. But, 그러나, don't like K-pop. K-pop is just K-pop. It's also an object of the verb don't like. Therefore, you can add the object particle 을 here too. K-pop을 don't like, 좋아하지 않아요, or 안 좋아해요. 저는 한국 노래를 좋아해요. 그러나 K-팝을 좋아하지 않아요. This sentence is grammatically perfect and it doesn't sound so weird, but we're gonna learn how to make it sound even more natural with auxiliary particles. As you know, the auxiliary particle 는, which is added to the subject I, can provide a nuance of comparing or contrasting. What you should know here is you can add auxiliary particles to not only the subject, but also to an object, adverb, and even to a predicate to add a nuance that particular auxiliary particle has. Let's see the English sentence again. You like Korean songs, but you don't like K-pop. What is the things that are compared or contrasting each other in this sentence besides the subject I? Yes, Korean songs and K-pop. They are objects, but you can add the auxiliary particle 은 or 는 to add a nuance of comparing or contrasting, and it will make the sentence sound better. Let's try it then. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 그러나 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 그러나 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. We've used the auxiliary particle 는 and 은 for the object 한국 노래 and K-pop. It doesn't sound strange at all. It rather makes the sentence sound better. Native Koreans might talk like this. These auxiliary particles are used to provide a nuance of comparing and contrasting to the objects. And that's exactly what we are trying to express with this sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 그러나 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. Most of the auxiliary particles can be used like this, and that is exactly why we call it an auxiliary particle, assistant particle. Now you know, please don't forget. Again, auxiliary particles can be added to not only the subject, but also objects, adverbs, and even to predicates. Of course, you need more practice to use them fluently. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 하지만 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. We've just used 하지만, right? 한국 노래 is actually pronounced 한국 노래. 한국 노래 because of the initial N consonant in the no sound. It's nasalization. We've learned about this before. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 하지만 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. Or K-팝은 안 좋아해요. Well, I would use 하지만 when I actually speak if the situation is a bit formal or in the presentation. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아해요. 그런데 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. Yes, I would definitely use 그런데 when I actually speak in a casual conversation. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아하나 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. We've used the connective ending 나. For me, it sounds a bit awkward. Well, I can use it in a formal presentation though. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아하지만 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. We've used the connective ending 지만 this time. I think I will use this sentence even in a casual conversation. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아하는데 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. 저는 한국 노래는 좋아하는데 K-팝은 좋아하지 않아요. We've used the connective ending 는데 this time. There's one more thing has changed. What is that? Yes, we've combined the letter 래 sound in 한국 노래 and the auxiliary particle 는 sound together. 래 plus 는. So you just add final 느 consonant to the last letter 래 sound and make ren sound. 한국 노래는. It's grammatically not correct, but in spoken Korean, it is allowed to do that. So, 저는 한국 노래는 좋아하는데 K-pop은 좋아하지 않아요. Yes, I would definitely use this sentence in a casual conversation. As I told you, it's just my personal opinion. You have to decide which one to use when you actually speak Korean, okay? Let's see the next sentence. Please listen carefully. Something has changed again. 저는 한국 노래는 안 좋아하는데 K-pop만 좋아해요. 저는 한국 노래는 안 좋아하는데 K-pop만 좋아해요. Did you find something different? We've used the auxiliary particle 는 for 한국 노래 and another auxiliary particle 만 for K-pop. What is 만? Do you remember? 만 is also an auxiliary particle and it has the meaning only. You can call it exclusive auxiliary particle 만. So the first auxiliary particle 는 for the object 한국 노래 still provides the nuance of comparing, contrasting. And the second auxiliary particle 만 provides the nuance that you like K-pop only. So the English translation can be I don't like other Korean songs, but I like only K-pop. 저는 한국 노래는 안 좋아하는데 K-pop만 좋아해요. 저는 한국 노래는 안 좋아하는데 K-pop만 좋아해요. Okay? Do you understand better about the auxiliary particles? Okay, great. Let's see the next sentence. We will use another auxiliary particle for this sentence. Listen carefully. 저는 한국 노래도 좋아하고 K-pop도 좋아해요. 저는 한국 노래도 좋아하고 K-pop도 좋아해요. We've used the auxiliary particle 도 this time and used the connective ending 고, which can mean and, right? What is 도? The auxiliary particle 도 has the meaning of also, to, or as well. Do you remember? So, 저는 한국 노래도 좋아하고 K-pop도 좋아해요 means I like Korean songs and I like K-pop too. The difference from English is you add a particle 도 to the first object 한국 노래 too. It provides the information to the audience that you like something else too as you say the first sentence. So when you say the first sentence, 저는 한국 노래도 좋아하고, the audience or listener can know that you like something else too. That is the role of this particle 도. 저는 한국 노래도 좋아하고 K-pop도 좋아해요. Okay? Very good. We'll show you how you add the auxiliary particle to a predicate this time. Let's see the English sentence first. I like that woman, but I didn't love her. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그러나 사랑하지 않았어요. 저는 I, 그 여자, that woman. We added 분 sound to show more respect to that woman. 그 여자분, 그 여자분. It's an object of the verb like. So you can add the object particle 을. 그 여자분을, 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. Liked. It's in the past tense. 그러나, but, 사랑하지 않았어요. Didn't love. You don't have to repeat the subject I and even the object that woman one more time in Korean. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그러나 사랑하지 않았어요. Please take a close look at these sentences. What is contrasting in these sentences? Yes, liked but didn't love. Liked and didn't love. These two predicates are contrasting. In this case, you can add the auxiliary particle 은 or 는 to the predicate to provide a clearer nuance of contrasting. Where to add? Let's see the next Korean sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그러나 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그러나 사랑하지는 않았어요. The auxiliary particle 는 as the nuance of comparing or contrasting to the verb 사랑하지 않았어요. But it's not like you can add the auxiliary particle anywhere in the middle of the verb. You should remember the particular position in the predicative part case by case. That might be the difficult part. In this case, you can add the auxiliary particle 는 right after 사랑하지, 사랑하지, and then add 않았어요, which means not after it. The first sentence is grammatically perfect. Furthermore, a lot of people would not think there is something strange. But if you add the auxiliary particle 는 to the predicate, it will provide a clearer nuance of comparing or contrasting. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 하지만 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 하지만 사랑하지는 않았어요. We've just used 하지만 this time. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그런데 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했어요. 그런데 사랑하지는 않았어요. We've just used 그런데 this time. Let's use the connective endings then. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했으나 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했으나 사랑하지는 않았어요. This time, sound is added to the connective ending 나 because het sound has a final consonant, right? Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했지만 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했지만 사랑하지는 않았어요. We've used connective ending 지만 this time. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했는데 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아했는데 사랑하지는 않았어요. We've used 는데, right? Now, you can even add the auxiliary particle 는 to the first predicate. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아는 했는데 사랑하지는 않았어요. 저는 그 여자분을 좋아는 했는데 사랑하지는 않았어요. This time, we added the auxiliary particle 는 right after 좋아. The part of the stem het sound was not included this time. Strange, isn't it? Yes, it is strange. If it's too complicated, you don't have to remember them all right now. You need more time to use it without thinking. Just remember that you can add the auxiliary particle even to predicates. That's enough. Let's see the next example. I love Korea, but I don't want to live here. Let's use the connective adverb 그런데. 저는 한국을 사랑해요. 그런데 여기에서 살고 싶지 않아요. 저는 한국을 사랑해요. I love Korea. 그런데, but, 여기에서, 여기 means here. But it is not an adverb in Korean. It's a pronoun. Therefore, you need to add a particle to indicate the place where the action takes place. So, 에서, okay? 여기에서, 살고 싶다 means want to live. 살고 싶지 않다. 살고 싶지 않아요 means don't want to leave, right? 저는 한국을 사랑해요. 그런데 여기에서 살고 싶지 않아요. It's a perfect sentence, but if you want to make it sound clearer, you can add the auxiliary particle 는 to the predicative part. 살고 싶지 않아요. Let's see the next sentence. 저는 한국을 사랑해요. 그런데 여기에서 살고 싶지는 않아요. 저는 한국을 사랑해요. 그런데 여기에서 살고 싶지는 않아요. This auxiliary particle 는 adds the nuance of comparing to the predicative part. So we can clearly know that 사랑해요 part and 살고 싶지 않아요 part are contrasting. Okay? Do you want to see something strange before we finish this page? You can even say 살고는 싶지 않아요. 살고는 싶지 않아요. You can add the auxiliary particle right after 살고 part. Complicated, isn't it? Don't worry. What you need to know now is there's something like this in Korean. Korean language is called agglutinative language, which means you add grammatical elements to the words to express a certain meaning. You will still have plenty of things like this to learn, so don't be so stressed. But if it's possible, please remember the first way at least. Let's use the connective adverb 그러나, 하지만, 그런데, and connective ending 으나, 지만, 는데, 은데 with future tense. Let's see the English sentence first. I'll go to work tomorrow, but won't attend the meeting. There are a lot of things you should learn on this page. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. 내일 회사에 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지 않을 거예요. As you see, the subject I is omitted because the speaker thinks it is understood. 내일, tomorrow. You don't add a particle 에 because 내일 can be an adverb too. 회사 means company. In English, you say go to work. But in Korean, you say go to company. Okay? It's the destination of the verb go, 가다. Therefore, you add a particle 에, 회사에. 갈 거예요, will go. 그러나, but, won't attend the meeting. 회의에 참석하지 않을 거예요. 회의 means a meeting. The base form of the verb attend is 참석하다. 참석하다 in Korean. 참석하 is the stem. You add not part first. Let's use 지 않아요. Of course, you can use the negative adverb 안. But 지 않아요 goes better with this verb 참석하다. 참석하지 않아요. Attend not. But we need to add another ending which indicates the future tense. Therefore, you get rid of the ending 아요 from the 안 아요 part and use only the stem and negation part 안 sound. And add a future tense part 을 거예요 at the end. 참석하지 않을 거예요. 참석하지 않을 거예요. Will not attend. 참석하지 않을 거예요. 회의에 참석하지 않을 거예요. Will not attend the meeting. We added a particle 에 to the object 회의, meeting. Don't you think it's a bit strange? Because 회의 is an object in English. Attend the meeting. But in Korean, when you use the verb 참석하다, which means to attend in English, you use the particle 에 to the object. It's maybe because you go somewhere to attend the meeting. 회의 here is regarded as a meeting place. So you use the particle 에. Then you might want to ask if you can use the object particle 를. The answer is yes. It won't sound strange, but it can sound like you emphasize the object. So please use the particle 에. 내일 회사에 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지 않을 거예요. By the way, 회의 is allowed to be pronounced 회의 with E sound. Again, this compound vowel 의 is allowed to be pronounced E when it's not used in the first block of the word. I said it's allowed. 내일 회사에 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지 않을 거예요. What do you think are contrasting in these sentences? 회사 and 회의. Because you go to 회사, but not attending 회의. So you can add the auxiliary particle 은 or 는 to 회사 and 회의 in these sentences. But there's one more thing you should know. Even though the particle 에 is already added to the noun 회사 and 회의, you can add the auxiliary particle 는 after it additionally. Because it's an auxiliary particle. It can be added additionally. Interesting, isn't it? So, 내일 회사에는 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. 내일 회사에는 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. These sentences can sound clearer to native Koreans because they can have the clearer information about what is contrasting. It's not like you can add multiple particles unlimitedly, but you at least can do this. There are still a lot of things you should know about the particles and everything, so just remember this one first. Okay then. What else are contrasting in these sentences? Yes, go, but won't attend. The verb part. So as you did in the previous page, you can also add the auxiliary particle 는 to the last predicative part. 내일 회사에 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지는 않을 거예요. 내일 회사에 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지는 않을 거예요. Okay? We added the auxiliary particle 는 right after G sound in the predicative part of the second sentence. And you can add the auxiliary particle to either the noun or predicative part in one sentence. It's okay. But you don't have to add it to both noun and predicative part at the same time in one sentence in this case. Okay? So, 내일 회사에는 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지는 않을 거예요. It's fine too. 내일 회사에는 갈 거예요. 그러나 회의에 참석하지는 않을 거예요. We added the auxiliary particle 는 to the noun in the first sentence and to the predicative part in the second sentence. Okay then, let's use the connective endings this time. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. 내일 회사에는 갈 거나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Let's keep using the auxiliary particle 는 for the nouns 회사 and 회의 to provide a clearer meaning of contrasting. 내일 회사에는 갈 거나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Let's take a look at this 갈 거나 part. The base form of the verb go is 가다 in Korean. You add final 르 consonant to put it in the future tense. 갈. 거 sound is from 거예요, and it indicates the entire sentence before it. It's the shortened form of the dependent noun, 것, as you know. You might think it's a bit strange, but you don't get rid of it in the future tense when you use the connective endings, if it's allowed to use the future tense form. And you add a connective ending 나, which means but. 갈 거나, 내일 회사에는 갈 거나, 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. This sentence doesn't sound so natural to me. Why? I'll tell you the reason with the next sentence. 내일 회사에는 갈 것이나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. What's been changed? 갈 것이나. We used 갈 것이나 instead of 갈 거나. You know, 거 is the shortened form of the dependent noun, 것, right? So you can also use 것 sound instead of 거 sound. 이 sound is from 이다, 이에요. It's the stem of the predicate 이다. Now this 이 sound is added because it is natural to use a connective ending with a predicate than just a dependent noun. And add a connective ending 나, which means but. 갈 것이나, 갈 것이나. 내일 회사에는 갈 것이나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Yes, this sentence sounds much better to me. Why? I'll tell you. Please listen carefully. As I told you, this connective ending 나, 으나 is used when the situation is relatively formal, or in written Korean, or in the formal presentation. That is why this connective ending 나, 으나 goes better with the formal form of the dependent noun, 것. And as we told you, the connective endings actually are added to the predicate normally. So in the formal sentence like this, it is natural to add a stem 이 of the predicate 이다 before the connective ending. 갈 것이나, 갈 것이나. Then if the 거 sound is not formal, if it's too colloquial, how come 거 sound is used in the future tense form 을 거예요? Good question. 을 거예요 is actually from 을 것이에요, 을 것이에요. But 을 거예요 is in the casual honorifics. You use this one normally in a conversation. So people actually say 을 거예요, 을 거예요 in an everyday conversation instead of 을 것이에요. So 을 거예요 has become a grammar expression. It has become correct grammar regarding the fact that the honorific suffix 요 is used normally in conversational Korean. But when you use the formal honorifics 니다, you don't use this 거 sound in the future. You use 것입니다. 을 것입니다. 을 것입니다. Right? Remember? So please take a look at the previous sentence with the 갈 거나 part one more time. Even though the connective ending 나 is normally used in the formal situation, this 갈 거나 part does not use the formal form 것 sound nor the predicate 이 sound. Maybe that is why I don't think it sounds natural in some way in this formal sentence. It doesn't go very well. So 내일 회사에는 갈 것이나 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요 sounds much better. Let's see the next sentence. Let's use the connective ending 지만 this time. 내일 회사에는 갈 것이지만 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Yes, we used 것 this time. So you add a predicate 이 and 지만. 것이지만. 갈 것이지만. You can use this sentence in the formal situation, but it sounds slightly less formal than the one with the connective ending 나. If it's a conversation, you can use 거 sound instead of 것 sound. 내일 회사에는 갈 거지만 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. 내일 회사에는 갈 거지만 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. This time, the stem E sound disappears again. Then why does this sentence sound natural? Because as we told you, the connective ending 지만 sounds less formal than the connective ending 나, 으나. That is why. 내일 회사에는 갈 거지만 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Then let's use the connective ending 는데, 은데. 내일 회사에는 갈 건데 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. 내일 회사에는 갈 건데 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. This time you use the shortened form 거 again and you don't use the stem E sound. 거 doesn't have a final consonant. It's not a verb. Therefore, you just add a final 느 consonant and 대 sound. 건데, 건데, 갈 건데, 갈 건데, go, but, 갈 건데, 내일 회사에는 갈 건데, 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. You use 그런데 normally in a conversation. Plus, this 건데 part is too informal. Therefore, let's say this sentence is colloquial form that you can use only in spoken Korean. Yes, of course, you can say 것인데, 갈 것인데. It's a correct sentence in written Korean, but you wouldn't talk like that in spoken Korean. So just use this way in spoken Korean. 내일 회사에는 갈 건데 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Or 내일 회사에는 갈 거예요. 그런데 회의에는 참석하지 않을 거예요. Let's learn something new on this page again. Something useful. Let's see the English sentence first. I am going to take an exam next week, but didn't study much. Let's make a Korean sentence together. Let's not mention the subject I. Next week. 다음 주. It indicates a certain point in time. Plus 주, which means week, is a noun. Therefore, you can add a particle 에. 다음 주에. 다음 주에. 다음 주에. Take an exam. This is the part where you should learn something new. Please listen carefully. There's a one-word verb which means take an exam or take a test in Korean. It's 시험 보다, 시험 보다, 시험 보다. 시험 here actually means a test or exam itself. It's a noun. And 보다 means to see. It's a verb. 시험, which means an exam, and 보다, which means to see, combine together and make one word verb 시험 보다, which means take a test or take an exam. In Korean, in many cases, especially in negative sentences, when the verb consists of a noun and a verb like this, you can actually split it into a noun and a verb. And the separated noun becomes the object of that verb. For example, this verb 시험 보다, which means take an exam, can be split into a noun 시험 and a verb 보다. And the noun 시험 becomes the object of the verb 보다. So you can add the object particle to it. 시험을 보다, 시험을 보다, 시험을 보다. This rule applies to all the noun plus 하다 verbs, and to the verbs like 시험 보다, which consists of a noun and a verb. Got it? So you can use the noun 시험 as an object, just like the English to take an exam. I am going to take an exam. You are scheduled to take a test. Therefore, let's use 을 예정이에요. 을 예정이에요. This time. 시험을 보다. The stem of the verb 보다 is, needless to say, 보. Therefore, you add a final 르 consonant and add 예정이에요. 예정 means something scheduled. 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 다음 주에 next week 시험을 볼 예정이에요. am going to take an exam. 그러나 but didn't study much. The base form of the verb study is 공부하다 in Korean. Please take a close look at this verb. 공부하다. It's one of those noun plus 하다 verbs. 공부 is a noun which means studying or study. 하다 is a verb which means do. You know that. So 공부하다 can be split into 공부 and 하다. And 공부 becomes the object of the verb 하다. Therefore, you can add the object particle 를 to 공부. 공부를 하다. 공부를 하다. 공부를 하다 means exactly the same as the one-word verb 공부하다. Then let's see the Korean sentence. 공부를 많이 안 했어요. 공부를 많이 안 했어요. You split the verb like this especially when you want to use the negative adverb 안 or when you want to input the adverb like 많이, which means much. You input the negative adverb 안 between the object 공부를 and the verb 하다 because it sounds better. Plus, you can input another adverb like 많이, which means much, like this. It's in the past tense, therefore you use the past tense form of the verb 하다, which is 했어요. 공부를 study, 많이, much, 안, not, 했어요, did. 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Didn't study much. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 그러나 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Of course, you can say 공부를 많이 하지 않았어요. Or 많이 공부하지 않았어요. But 공부를 많이 하지 않았어요 sounds more natural. So that is why people split these noun plus 하다 verbs into two parts when they want to input adverbs like 안 and 많이. You didn't study that much, so you used negative adverb 안. If you want to say you couldn't study much, you can use another negative adverb 못. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 그러나 공부를 많이 못 했어요. 공부를 많이 못 했어요. I couldn't study much. Let's see the next sentence. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 하지만 공부를 많이 안 했어요. We've just used 하지만 and used negative adverb 안 again because the original sentence is didn't study, not couldn't study. Let's see the next sentence. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이에요. 그런데 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Yes, I would use this sentence in a conversation. Let's use the connective endings then. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이나 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Let's take a look at the 볼 예정이나 part. The stem of the predicate 이다, 이에요 still remains there and add a connective ending 나 to it. 볼 예정이나. Let's see the next sentence. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정이지만 공부를 많이 안 했어요. We've just used the connective ending 지만. That's it. Well, you can use this one in a conversation when you have a formal meeting or something. Let's see the next sentence. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정인데 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Let's take a close look at the 볼 예정인데 part. The base form of the verb to see is 보다 in Korean. The stem is 보. You add final 르 consonant to put it in the future tense. 볼. 예정이. Yes, the stem of the predicate 이다, 이에요 still remains. But it's not a verb. Therefore, you cannot add 는데. You should add final 느 consonant because there is no final consonant with the stem 이. So it becomes 예정인데. 볼 예정인데. 다음 주에 시험을 볼 예정인데 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Yes, I would definitely use this one in a casual conversation. Let's see one more example. I'm going to get married next year, but I don't have a boyfriend yet. It's kind of joke people say here. I think people make these kind of jokes because of the pressure they get from other people, such as parents, relatives, or even friends, about getting married when they reach certain age in Korea. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. 내년에 결혼할 예정인데 아직 남자친구가 없어요. 내년 means next year. The base form of the verb marry or get married is 결혼하다. 결혼하다. 결혼하 is the stem. You add final 르 consonant and 예정이 and final 느 consonant and 대. 결혼할 예정인데. 결혼할 예정인데. am going to get married, but 아직, yet. You use 아직 in negative statements or questions to indicate that something has not happened up to the present time. 남자친구가 없어요. 없어요 means don't have. It's a transitive adjective. It's an adjective, not a verb. Do you remember? It's an adjective which can take an object. Therefore, you should add a particle, 이, or 가 to the object. That is why we use the particle 가 for the object 남자친구, which means a boyfriend. 내년에 결혼할 예정인데 아직 남자친구가 없어요. Of course, you can position 아직 right before the predicate 없어요. No problem. Please take a look at this verb 결혼하다 one more time. It is one of the noun plus 하다 verbs. 결혼 means marriage or marrying. It's a noun anyway. Therefore, you can split this verb 결혼하다 into two parts. 결혼 and 하다. And 결혼 becomes the object of the verb 하다. 결혼을 하다. 결혼을 하다. 결혼하다 and 결혼을 하다 have exactly the same meaning. Then let's make a Korean sentence again with this 결혼을 하다. 내년에 결혼을 할 예정인데 아직 남자친구가 없어요. 내년에 결혼을 할 예정인데 아직 남자친구가 없어요. So what you should know on this page is, in many cases, Koreans split noun plus verb or noun plus 하다 verb into object and verb. Because it would sound more natural if you input a negative adverb or just an adverb in between when you want to modify the verb with those. Okay? Please remember that. Then let's use an adjective as a predicate with a connective adverb and connective endings. Please see the English sentence first. It's close from here to my house, but we can't walk there. Does this English sentence sound a little bit awkward to you? Can't help it even if it does. You can even say, my house is close from here, can you? The more you study Korean, the more English example sounds awkward. And eventually you won't need the English example anymore because it would not be possible to directly translate the English sentence to Korean anyway. English and Korean are totally different languages anyway. You might be able to find the Korean equivalents to each word in English, but how they are positioned and formed in a sentence can be very different. You know that, right? Okay, let's take a look at the Korean sentence. Here is 여기 in Korean. 여기 in Korean is a pronoun. It's not an adverb. And my house is 제 집. 제 집 in Korean. But a lot of people say our house instead of my house. It's kind of culture in Korea because you share your house with your family. But these days, a lot of people live alone, so they also use my house too. 제 집. Let's use 우리 집, our house, 우리 집 in this sentence though. 여기, here, 우리 집, our house. From here to our house. In Korean, you should use particles to mean from and to in this sentence. Let's learn about it. From somewhere to somewhere else. You use the particle 에서 for the English preposition from and 까지 for the English preposition to. 에서, 까지. 에서 and 까지 are used normally for the spot and place. Well, you can use them for the range of other things, but normally you use them for the spot and place. For example, from one place to another, from head to toe. And they can also be used for time, like from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The particle 에서 is familiar with you, isn't it? It's been used to indicate the place where the action actually takes place. But some of you might remember that this particle 에서 was also used to indicate the starting point or the point of departure. So you can use 에서 for from in this sentence. 까지 is normally used to indicate the end of a certain range. There's another particle you can use when you indicate the range of the things. It's 부터. 부터 and 까지. 부터 is normally used for the starting point of an action, state, and time. But let's not talk about this one here. It's too complicated. Just remember that when you want to talk about the start and end point of the specific place, you use 에서 and 까지. 여기에서 우리 집까지. 여기에서 우리 집까지. From here to our house. 가까워요. 가까워요. Which means close. There's only a very small distance between two. The base form of this adverb is 가깝다. 가깝다. The stem is 가깝. The last letter of the stem has B consonant. The sentence is in the present simple tense. Therefore, you were supposed to add the ending 아요. But when the last letter of the stem has final B consonant, and it meets the 어요 or 아요 sound, all of a sudden, the final B consonant in the last letter of the stem disappears, and 우 sound is added out of nowhere. Do you remember? And because of this 우 sound, 어요 is added instead of 아요. So it becomes 가까워요. 가까워요. Instead of 가깝아요. Okay? 가까워요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까워요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까워요. It's close from here to my house. But 그런데 let's use 그런데 right away. You don't use 그러나 and 하지만 that often in spoken Korean anyway. And then what was the original English sentence? We can't walk there. There's a subject we in an English sentence, but I think it can be understood and omitted because we here means you and I. It's the conversation between the first person I and the second person you. So the subject we can be omitted. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. Let's see how can't walk there part is expressed in Korean. 거기에, 거기에. 거기 means there. But 거기 is a pronoun in Korean. It's not an adverb. Therefore, you can add a particle to it. It's a destination, so let's just add a particle, 에, and see how it sounds with the rest of the parts. 거기에, 거기에. Walk, cannot. The base form of the verb walk is 걷다 in Korean. But 걷다 indicates that the action of walking itself. When you want to say you walk somewhere, you need to use the verb 걸어가다. 걸어가다. It's actually a compound of the verb 걷다 and 가다. And because of this 가다 part, go. 거기 goes better with the particle 에. You know, you use the particle 에 for the destination of the verb 가다, right? Probably you will learn about this compound verb thing later again. Anyway, for now, just use the verb 걸어가다 to mean to walk somewhere instead of 걷다. Okay? So the stem of this verb 걸어가다 is 걸어가 and add cannot part at the end. The final 르 consonant and 수 없어요. 걸어갈 수 없어요. 걸어갈 수 없어요. Cannot walk. 걸어갈 수 없어요. There, 거기에. Walk cannot. 걸어갈 수 없어요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까워요. 그런데, but, 거기에 걸어갈 수 없어요. Cannot walk there. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까워요. 그런데 거기에 걸어갈 수 없어요. These sentences are great, but you can add more comparing nuance with the auxiliary particle 은 or 는. There are a couple of ways, but we will tell you just one of them because it might be too complicated for you. You can add the auxiliary particle 는 right after 수 sound of the 수 없어요 part in the second predicative part. 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까워요. 그런데 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. It adds a clear nuance that you cannot walk there, which is contrasting to the first sentence. 수 is a dependent noun, which indicates ability or possibility. Therefore, if you add the auxiliary particle 는 to it, it helps you deliver a clear message that the possibility does not exist. It helps you deliver a clear message that the possibility does not exist, contrasting to the first statement, it's close. Then let's use the connective ending 지만 this time. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가깝지만 This time you don't get rid of the final b consonant from the stem 가깝, which means close, because the connective ending added to it starts with the initial 즈 consonant, not 으 consonant. And let's see the next part. 거기까지 걸어갈 수는 없어요. 거기까지 걸어갈 수는 없어요. Something has changed. Yes, this time we use the particle 까지 for the pronoun 거기, which means there, instead of the particle 에. Yes, you can do that in this case because 까지 indicates the end of the range. You walk until you reach the house. You won't walk anymore. 까지 indicates the end point, so you can use it here. And let's keep using the auxiliary particle 는 for the second predicative part. So 여기에서 우리 집까지 가깝지만 거기까지 걸어갈 수는 없어요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가깝지만 거기까지 걸어갈 수는 없어요. Let's see the next sentence. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까운데 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. Now we can see kinda 는데, 은데 sound is added to the adjective 가깝다. Let's take a closer look at it. The stem of the adjective 가깝다 is 가깝, of course. It's an adjective, so you need to add either final 느 consonant or 은 sound and 대 sound. You cannot add 는데 because the predicate is an adjective in the present tense. The last letter of the stem has final b consonant. Therefore, let's add 은데 first. 가깝 and 은데. Hold on for a moment. Now this final b consonant meets the initial consonant again. Therefore, you cannot just combine 가깝 and 은데. You need to get rid of the final b consonant from the last letter of the stem first. So it becomes 가까, 가까, and you need to add 우 sound. 가까 plus 우. This 우 sound doesn't have a final consonant. Therefore, you cannot add 은데. You should add the final 느 consonant to 우 sound and add 대 sound. 가까운데, 가까운데, 가까운데. Okay? 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까운데 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까운데 거기에 걸어갈 수는 없어요. Then this time, let's put the first sentence in the past tense. It was close from here to my house. 여기에서 우리 집까지 part is the same. From here to my house. Then how can you say was close but part? Let's use the connective ending 는데 or 은데. The stem is 가깝. It's in the past tense, therefore you want to add a past tense indicator, 엇 or at sound. Which one do you want to use? The last letter of the stem has a vowel, therefore you might want to add at sound, but think about it. The past tense indicator, at sound, has initial consonant. Therefore, you should get rid of the final b consonant from the stem and add 우 sound this time too. 가까 and 우. Now the last vowel used here is 우 vowel. Therefore, you should add a past tense indicator, 엇 sound with 어 vowel. And this is not over. You need to add a connective ending. You might think you can add a connective ending 은데 with 은 sound because it's an adjective. But strangely, you should add 는데 when there is a past tense indicator, at, 엇, het sound. Okay? So 가까 plus 우 plus 엇 and 는데. 가까웠는데, 가까웠는데, 가까웠는데. Next verb, 이사했어요. 이사했어요. Which means to move one's house. You use the verb 이사하다 when you want to say you moved your house. 이사하다. So 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까웠는데 이사했어요. Means it was close from here to my house, but we moved our house. Okay? 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까웠는데 before 이사했어요. 여기에서 우리 집까지 가까웠는데 이사했어요. Let's learn about the other usage of the connective ending 는데, 은데. This is something that does not exist in English. So please listen carefully. You can use 는데, 은데 when you talk about the situation or backgrounds of something that is related to what is going to be explained, asked, requested, or suggested in the latter sentence. I know it's still a bit hard to understand this usage just with a definition, isn't it? Again, before you explain, ask, suggest, or request for something, 는데, 은데 is used to talk about the situation or backgrounds. Let's take a look at the examples. You'll be able to understand this much better with them. Let's take a look at the English sentence first. It's raining outside. Do you think we can go out tonight? Please take a close look at this English sentence. The second sentence, do you think we can go out tonight, is the question which asks about the second person's opinion, right? And it is raining outside is the situation now. So you want to imply that the situation is like this. In this case, you can use the connective ending, 는데, 은데. Okay? Then let's take a look at the Korean sentence. 밖에 비가 오는데 오늘 밤에 나갈 수 있을까요? What is 밖? Yes, it means outside. It's a noun. Therefore, you can add a particle, 에. And in Korean, you don't say it rains, but you say rain falls, right? 비 means rain. 가 is the subject particle. You normally use the subject particle 가 for 비, unless you want to add a nuance the other auxiliary particles have. Okay? 오는데, 오다 means come, and you add a connective ending 는데 to mean this is the situation. 오는데. You can also use the verb 내리다, which means rain or snow falls in Korean. 내리는데, 내리는데. 밖에 비가 오는데. So this connective ending 는데 is added to imply that this is the situation outside. 오늘 밤에, 오늘 밤 means tonight. You can add a particle 에 to it. 오늘 밤에. 나갈 수 있을까요? 나갈 수 있을까요? 나가다 means literally go out. But it doesn't mean neither go out to the social event nor go out to have a date. It just means you leave your house. You add final 르 consonant and 수 있다 to mean can. And again, add 을까요? 을까요? Which is used to ask about the listener's opinion. So 을까요 is used for the English do you think part. You've learned about this before. 오늘 밤에 나갈 수 있을까요? Do you think we can go out tonight? The subject we is omitted because it is deemed understood. 밖에 비가 오는데 this is the situation. 오늘 밤에 나갈 수 있을까요? So you use the connective ending 는데 to talk about the situation first before you ask a question. Please try to think it this way too. When I hear 밖에 비가 오는데 part, I can feel your hesitation to say the second sentence. Do you know what it means? 밖에 비가 오는데 오늘 밤에 나갈 수 있을까요? So in order to ask the question 오늘 밤에 나갈 수 있을까요? You mentioned about the current situation first using 는데 or 은데. Do you understand a little bit better? Of course, it doesn't have to sound like you're hesitating though. I just want to tell you, it kinda has that feeling. Okay, let's see more examples. I woke up in the morning. It was 10 o'clock. I woke up in the morning part is what happened. It's a background or the situation. And it was 10 o'clock part is the result. Let's see the Korean sentence. 아침에 일어났는데 10시였어요. 아침에 일어났는데 10시였어요. 아침에 means in the morning. 일어났는데 일어나다 means to wake up or stand up. It's in the past tense. Therefore, you need to add one of the past tense indicators. The last letter of the stem 일어나 has a vowel. Therefore, you want to add at sound. But the last letter na doesn't have a final consonant, so you just need to add a final s consonant to the last letter of the stem. 일어났 and add a connective ending 는데. 일어났는데. It tells us that 아침에 일어났는데 part was the situation or what happened. 10시였어요. 10시 means 10 o'clock. 열 means 10. 시 means o'clock. You use native Korean numeral system when you talk about the hour, right? 였어요 is the past tense form of the predicate 이다 with the honorific suffix 요, right? Then where's the subject? In English, you say it is 10 o'clock. But in Korean, there is no concept of dummy pronouns such as it in English, which is used when you tell the time, weather, distance, and etc. So if you really want to put the subject in this sentence, 10시였어요, you can put the subject 시간, which means time. 시간이 10시였어요. 시간이 10시였어요. Otherwise, you can just say 10시였어요 without a subject. 아침에 일어났는데 10시였어요. 아침에 일어났는데 10시였어요. You woke up in the morning, this is what happened, and then you check the clock. It was 10 o'clock. 아침에 일어났는데 10시였어요. This one is the same. Let's think about the situation that you are late for a meeting. You want to give an excuse to the person who's been waiting. So you mentioned about the background first. 아침에 일어났는데, sorry, it was 10 o'clock. Okay? Are you feeling it? Let's see the next example. We've still got the time. Please do it slow. We've still got the time part is a situation or background. And please do it slow is a recommendation. Could be a request or a suggestion. Let's see the Korean sentence. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 해요. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 해요. 아직 means still. 시간 means time. 많다 is an adjective which means to have a lot. Again, 많다 is an adjective which means to have something a lot or there are a lot. Because of the fact that it's an adjective, you add a subject particle 이 to 시간 and add 은데 to the stem 만. So 시간이 많은데 시간이 많은데 아직 시간이 많은데 still got a lot of time. 아직 시간이 많은데 this is the situation. Let's see the next part. 천천히 해요. 천천히 해요. 천천히 is an adverb which means slow or slowly. 해요. This is just a verb do, right? We didn't use any additional grammatical element to tell that this is a recommendation, suggestion, or request, right? You can do that. Let's learn about the recommendation, request, and suggestion later again. 아직 시간이 많은데 this is the background. 천천히 해요. 천천히 해요. Please take your time. 천천히 해요. Please do slow. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 해요. If you want to sound more polite, you can use the higher respect form of the verb 하다, which is 하시다. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 하세요. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 하세요. 아직 시간이 많은데 천천히 하세요. This one sounds better to me. Let's see the next example. I'm going to the department store. This is the situation. Let's go together. This is a suggestion. Let's take a look at the Korean sentence. 백화점에 갈 건데 같이 가요. 백화점에 갈 건데 같이 가요. 백화점 means a department store. It's a destination. So let's use the particle 에. 백화점에, 백화점에, 갈 건데, 갈 건데. We added the final L consonant with the stem 가. So we can see that it's in the future tense. When you add a connective ending to the future tense, you use 거 sound too. From 거예요. Right? 갈 거 and final N consonant and 대. 갈 건데, 갈 건데. 백화점에 갈 건데 we'll go to department store. 같이 가요. 같이 means together. 가요 means go. 같이 가요. Let's go together. We didn't add any additional grammatical element to tell that this is a suggestion, right? 같이 가요 just can mean go together. So we can see that this Korean sentence can change its usage according to the context. Let's learn about this more specifically later again anyway. 백화점에 갈 건데 you are talking about your situation that you are going to a department store in order to ask someone to come with you. So 백화점에 갈 건데 part is the situation and you're kind of hesitating and ask someone, would you like to come with me? Okay? Can you feel the situation? We are not saying that you use this 는데, 은데 only when you're hesitating. We just want you to feel the situation. 백화점에 갈 건데 같이 가요. Okay, let's see the next example. I'm looking for the subway station. This is the situation. Where should I go? This is the question. You talked about your situation first as a background before you ask the actual question, okay? Probably you would ask this question to a stranger in the street. Therefore, you would want to provide a nuance that you are hesitating to ask this question or feel sorry to stop someone to ask a question. So you use 는데, 은데 to make the situation sound like you're explaining the background and ask the actual question. Let's see the Korean sentence. 지하철역을 찾고 있는데 어디로 가야 돼요? Or 가야 해요? 지하철 is subway. 역 means train station. It cannot be a bus stop. 역 means train station or subway station. So 지하철역 means subway station. 찾고 있는데 the base form 찾다 means to find, to look for. As soon as you see 찾고 it part, you should know that it indicates the present continuous tense. And add 는데. You always add 는데 to the stem, it in the present tense. 있는데, 찾고 있는데, 찾고 있는데. This is the background. 어디로 가야 돼요? 어디로 가야 돼요? 어디, where, and 로 is the particle which can indicate the direction and destination at the same time. 가야 돼요? Should go, or 가야 해요? Should go to, right? So 지하철역을 찾고 있는데 어디로 가야 돼요? Or 지하철역을 찾고 있는데 어디로 가야 해요? Now, do you think you can use this connective ending 는데, 은데 for situation or background? Hope you can.
Okay, this is the end of lesson 8 part 8. You're gonna learn other transition words in Korean in the next video. 그럼 다음 비디오에서 만나요. 안녕히 계세요.